So Luke, thank you for joining us. Luke, I know you well, but I know there's so many people here that might not know you too well. Why not let everyone watching right now know when you became a Christian and what it means for you to be a Christian?
Yeah, I gave my life to God when I was 8 years old. It was a bit of a random time. It was like 1 AM in the morning with my dad downstairs.
Wow.
And like at that point, I was living in fear. I felt really scared at that age. You know, you're only 8. You know, and things can affect you quite easily. And as soon as I prayed the prayer of my dad, I really meant it, and I really wanted to feel safe. And as soon as I prayed that prayer, I felt the presence of God, and I really was overwhelmed and was just taken back, and I felt so at ease, and I felt no longer scared at that point. And what it means for me to be a Christian is simply just to be a follower of Jesus, to allow him in your life, to have a relationship with him, because unlike other religions, I don't feel like it's really a relationship you have. It's sort of like a do and a don't. Whereas with God, it's a relationship, and you can, you go on a journey with him, and you can talk to him at any point in the day, and you can just walk your everyday life with him, and so that's a real blessing, that is. Since
you become a Christian, obviously at a young age, what difference has he made in your life? Has he changed anything in terms of the way you live? Has he changed your perception, the way you speak, the way you are? Obviously college as well, and school, and all these different things. What has he changed in you specifically? What things has he changed in you?
I wouldn't necessarily say that he's like changed me, but I would say that he's changing me, because I feel like when we give our life to God, God doesn't just flick a switch and go, you're automatically changed or saved, but rather on your journey of faith, you'll go through times that are hard. You'll have a lot of suffering. You may go through trials and tribulation, and it's in these times where God can really change us and really mold us, because our journey often seems like a desert. It can seem like a dry land, and we're trying to get to that water hole. We're trying to get to that oasis, where at that oasis is where we meet with God and he changes us. So I feel like it's a lot of in the things that we go through which mold and shape us into a better person, rather than as soon as we give our lives to God, we're just changed instantly. But rather we're like humbled and taken on a journey which will then change us and make us into a better person.
So good. And that little phrase there, that God doesn't just change me, but he's changing me, I hope is an encouragement to so many of you watching. Sometimes we desire to just have everything switched and changed in a moment, but actually God takes us on a journey, and the journey is sometimes more important than the destination. And we know what it's like to come out of Limitless Festival. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's tricky. What would your advice be to all those coming out of Limitless Festival online?
I mean, I feel like I really experienced God properly and on a deeper level for the first time when I went to the gathering when I was 15 a couple of years ago. It was a really powerful moment for me. I was completely broken by God, and he showed me so much, and he spoke to me so much in that moment, and that was a real turning point for me in my life at that point. And so many young people will experience the presence of God and hear from him for the first time at these festivals, and church and these festivals are really good at giving the young people the chance to really hear from God. But what I would really strive for the young people to grasp is that it's not only in these places that we really encounter God and we can hear from him, but it's in the quiet time when we're with him alone that we can have some of the most powerful and life-changing moments. Because for me in lockdown, I feel like I've felt the presence of God and encountered with him pretty much every week, and it's in these times that you realize that I don't need the band, the singing and everything in order for us to connect with God. So I would really advise the young people to grasp that when they're alone with God, when they're walking to the shop, when they're outside playing football or whatever, that they can just spend time with God, and they can still hear from God, and they can experience his presence even at home.